So nice to meet you, Ken, Mr. Coran, right?
Ken, yeah.
So today, it's a fairly nice day outside, and we come here and actually to have an interview with you. So first of all, would you like to, make a little introduction about yourself and about the position that you're running for?
Sure, absolutely. I'm very honored to run for this position. It's something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is working for people, working for families, and working for families right here in London West, which is my home for the past 40 years. So it is something that should be taken very seriously, and I will do this job very seriously.
Yeah, that's very exciting for us, actually, because there's a really domestic, residents living in London and actually helping to run this position for London West, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So now we're going to start with a couple of questions here, okay? Okay, the first one basically, it's why do you think you are the best candidate, running for the MPP for the London West?
A number of factors. I was a school teacher in the London area for 25 years, and over that time period, you really get an opportunity to see families through the children that they have. So you see firsthand what is important for families to succeed. The economy and jobs is obviously one. You see what happens if there's poverty. You see what happens if a family can't pay the bills. And what our party is all about, and what I'm all about, is making sure that people have that spending money, and making sure they have that quality education system. Education is the great equalizer. Education is something that creates opportunities. So it's something that is very near and dear to our party, something we support, and will support to the nth degree to make sure that every child has the opportunity to succeed. We also believe strongly in a strong healthcare system and making sure that families, both young and old, have all the services that they need as well.
Exactly. Because we know, like London, we have Western University, and a very important industry is like healthcare, right? So based on the opinion that you have, what kind of policies or actions are you going to take in the following, if you get this position, to improve the healthcare in London?
Well, we've done a lot of things, contrary to what some other parties have done in the past. The former government under Mike Harris closed 28 hospitals. They eliminated 6,000 nursing positions, and the surgical wait times were very, very long. What our government has done and will continue to do is to reduce those wait times. We have, hired over 16,000 nurses since 2003. And also there are now over 2 million more Ontario residents that have access to a personal doctor. So, that's growth, that's progress, that shows that we care about the people, we care about the families, we care about children, the elderly. We have instituted something called, it's basically a plan for home renovations. And those home renovations are designed for families with the elderly. So they could equip their homes, stay in their own homes, so they could enjoy family life and have access to all the needed facilities that they need. So, that's refreshing. Exactly. Because any child wants to see their parents live in dignity and live where they were raised, and it's just that whole family atmosphere that brings communities together. So a lot of good things that our government has done, will continue to do, because it's a priority, and it doesn't matter whether you're young, middle-aged, or old. Healthcare is very, very important.
Exactly. It's definitely super important, and actually we can see, Mr. Coran can have a really solid hand on touch on those bases and perspectives. So we'll keep looking for this really good things happening in the future as well. And another side, because you are actually the the head of the secondary school head, right? Yep. So because your background is a former teacher, so do you have any idea how to improve, the education system in London, and what's your perspectives here for this point?
Well, first of all, anyone that works in the education system really has a passion, and that passion is something that is one of respect and one of creating opportunities for people. Our government has done a number of tremendous things recently in the education sector. One is the full-day kindergarten. Full-day kindergarten is a great start for students' education, and it marries so many aspects. I mean, it creates a great first start for students, for parents. It saves some childcare expenses, obviously, and it creates jobs, jobs for teachers and for early childhood educators. So that's, starting out. But then as you go through the system, we have smaller class sizes. About 90% of our classes now are under 20 students. And we all know that the more personal attention you could give to a student, the stronger they will, they will kind of gain an education. We've got a lot of support staff workers that provide those special resources that students need as well. And, our graduation rates are high. They're 15% higher than they were in 2003 when our government took over. So have we made successes in education? Absolutely. We're ranked as one of the best education systems in the English-speaking world. So that's something we should all be proud of as Ontarians. Right here in London, we've got a tremendous education system. The folks work hard, and the results prove that.
Yeah, because I came from another country, and the reason I came here is because the education system is really, really good and really, really decent in Canada. So obviously,
well, what we do is we teach to the whole child. I mean, we teach the value of inclusivity.
Yeah.
We teach the value of creativity. We teach the value of people working together, respecting one another, and as the children and the students grow, that creates a sense of community, and that's what it's all about. It's all about people working together for one common goal, and that's part of the process of education. So education is the key to success.
It's very encouraging for all of us actually here. And so based on the answer, you touched a little bit about the jobs, about the education or some healthcare position jobs. So now we just touch a little bit on this job, jobs in economy in London, because a lot of people really pay attention on that. So what kind of policies or actions and is a Liberal Party taken?
Sure. I mean, you're absolutely right. We've knocked on, well over 1,000 doors in the last week, and the number one priority for everyone seems to be, not everyone, but the majority of people seems to be jobs and the economy. And as a parent, you want to see your children successful in school, but then go on to a quality job that that pays well, that's safe. And what we've done as a party, and what we will continue to do as a party, and what I am very, very dedicated and passionate about is to create those opportunities for graduates right here in London. And we have so much to offer in London for investment, for companies, for businesses to come to London, start up here. We've got a first-rate university, world-renowned, Western University. Fanshawe College produces tremendous graduates. We've got hospitals that are, phenomenal. And we've got this education system. So we've got all of the assets that are so perfect for a business to locate here and create jobs. So, what we have done is a number of things. There's something called the Southwestern Development Fund, Southwestern Ontario Development Fund. And that fund has, it's retained roughly 3,400 jobs that may have been lost had that fund not been started. And it's created close to 1,000 new jobs. So there's one simple component, the Southwestern Ontario Development Fund. There's also something called the London Economic Development Corporation. And that corporation also is designed to attract businesses to London. We also have a youth jobs strategy, and that youth jobs strategy is designed to basically create 30,000 jobs for young people across the province. Pretty amazing number. And we've also got other smaller initiatives, such as a program. It's called Biz Inc. And what that program does is it encourages young people with ideas to mesh with business, to start these ideas, build them, be successful with them, and then go on and create more jobs from those initiatives. So it's all about, working with one another. It's all about the community building on the strengths that we have, and then we're going to be prosperous and continue to grow. And success breeds success. And I want to be the person that is responsible for generating a lot of that investment right here in London, and I want to see it grow.
Perfect. It's very encouraging for those our new graduates, especially because I'm from Western University, and I heard a lot about like a BizInc and those kind of programs. It's really encouraging for us.
Oh, they're exciting.
Oh yes, exactly, yes. Right. And especially we're youth, and we have a lot of new ideas, and that's how we create.
Well, and these are ideas that the Liberal Party put forward. The Conservative Party has done the exact opposite. I mean, they aren't supporting these ideas. So, we are, and I certainly am, and I want to be known as an advocate for creating jobs and for retaining jobs as opposed to killing jobs.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually one of the questions I would like to ask you about the feedback or answers, because recently I saw some kind of reports and saying oppose of the the Hudak's the plan, right? Because that's gonna eliminate some like automotive and also new energy, those like jobs in London. So could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I mean, the skill set you have to create investment and to very much be that advocate for jobs is to bring people together and to work collaboratively. And when there's an idea, you have to build on that idea and make sure that it's inclusive and it's going to be an idea that has long-term sustainability. And the automotive industry in southwestern Ontario is it's one of the mainstays.
For sure. Yeah.
And the Conservative Party did not support the auto industry when we were going through rough times. The Liberal Party did support the auto industry, and that is a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
So that's something that we can't lose sight of, the fact we have to retain our jobs. What happened in London with the electromotive diesel plant, the fact that plant was moved to Indiana, 460 highly skilled jobs lost. That's 460 families right here in London that now are looking for other jobs, and who knows what will happen. We have to fight to keep those things. I mean, that's essential. That's a mainstay of what we're all about, is protecting people and making sure they're respected and making sure they have that quality of life that is so important for all of us to grow as a community.
It is a very serious issue, because in job loss, recently it's kind of terrifying, because the economy is not that good in these days, right?
Well, one other, relating to the global economy, when you look at some of the facts, Ontario is one of the main areas where there is foreign investment.
Yeah. And
we have been highly ranked as having the ability to attract some of that foreign investment. So we look at a plant such as Samsung. There's an industry right here in London that is working on creating energy, clean energy, and creating jobs. And that is something that will go into the future. It's roughly 200, 300 jobs that are associated with that. And that's important.
Yeah. Definitely.
That is sustainable. That's going to be something that's going to continue on to the future. And that's what we have to look at, is that long-term sustainability, as opposed to just a Band-Aid solution that may seem good for a while, but at the end, you have to look at more long-term strategies.
Definitely, because we're in business, we learn. When I just heard in the sense they want to build a plant in London, I was actually really, really happy about that,
Absolutely.
And when I heard of the other side of the story, I was like, okay, what's going on there, right? So the last questions that today I'm going to ask you is, this time it's about like a by-election. A lot of people think it's not that, important or something right? But so what's your point of view? Compare the by-election to the general election.
Yeah, well, I mean, any election is important. I mean, what the public is doing, what the residents are doing, is they are selecting someone that they believe will best represent their concerns, in this case at Queen's Park.
Yeah.
So I believe I am that person. I believe that my pedigree, that my past is one that shows that I have the ability to bring people together, to look at the issue, and to consider the impact of any actions to that issue, how it would have on all. And by doing that, that creates the long-term solution. And that is very much what the Premier, Kathleen Wynne, does as well, is we want to look at the issues, we want to respect all ideas about the issue, and then we want to collaborate together, and we want to reach that solution which will in fact solve the issue, it will be inclusive, and it will be long-term solution.
Thank you so much. So, I'm really happy that we can get a chance to actually interview or talk with Ken today, because, that's how we get more insight about, the position he's running and about his ideas to win this and, possibly win the position, right? And
we're going to win the position because we know that I have the skill set that will make our voice here in London West be heard at Queen's Park. It's a strong voice. It's not afraid to criticize, and it's a respected voice. And that's, I think that's very, very important for selecting the person. And I know I have that skill set. I know I'm hardworking. I know I'm passionate. And I know I love this community and the families that are in this community. And that's why I want to do this position.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So thank you, and all the best and good luck, Ms. Coran. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.